Yes, welcome back to the second stanza of the program, The Conversation. My name still remains Nelson Ekujumi, and I still have with me in the studio Comrade Razak Kolade Lokoba, popularly called RKO, a public affairs analyst as well as a chartered administrator. Yes, on this stanza of the program, we are going to look at national security. Not just a few weeks back, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and state governors agreed in principle for the creation of state police to address our security challenges. This is an issue that has been on the front burner for years now. That look, no society anywhere in the world runs a centralized security architecture like we have it in Nigeria. That any country or society that does that is bound to run into problems, and that is what we are facing presently. And as we speak, the federal government and the state government, we are sure they are putting their heads together how to table that law, or that bill, sorry, before the National Assembly to do the needful. Then it will go through the 36 states of the federation. But as it is now, it's like almost all Nigerians are on the same page that look, in view of our peculiarity, there's absolute need for us to have state police. If you ask me, I've also been an advocate of even local government police. There's nothing wrong with our local government having their own police. And when some persons have come up to say, oh, the police, if we have state police, it will be abused by governors and what have you. Yes, there's nothing you can saddle human beings with if there's no control, if there's no checks and balances that man will not abuse. Even in marriage, if there's no law governing marriage, either of the parties will abuse one another.
That's correct.
But because you know there's a law governing this relationship, and there's a way out, if you are not, if, for example, I go into marriage and because the law allows me to marry, the law does not allow me to go and batter my wife.
Of course.
Likewise, my wife does. If you do that, you have violated the laws of the land.
It's a huge step taken by the federal government, and that huge step is in the right direction. As far back as 1986, Alawa Aka Bashoron,
former NBA president.
Yes, one of the topmost leader of the civil society,
yeah,
one of our leaders.
Activists, yeah.
And he was also complemented by short leaders like Gani Fawehinmi, Falana Beko, and the rest of them. Yeah. And we, all of us too.
Yeah.
We complain about the structures of this country. And if you read the first chapter of Fashola's book, the book he just launched, he also spoke extensively about pronouncing Nigeria to be a federal unit, whereas in practice it's unitary. So in your intro, you pointed it right most appropriately that there's no country in the world that even have this kind of peculiarity we have in Nigeria in terms of identity. You can try it in some other countries, but it will still not work. Where you have one identity, one religion, one value, so it will not be as much difficult for you to police. And we have an example of such country like America. Despite that, they still have state police.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not to talk of a country like Nigeria, where the values, the culture, multi-religion, you can't. So you will now ask one man who comes from one region to be the one that will be central to the security of that country in terms of the Inspector General of Police. You can't succeed. There will also be the federal police to enforce federal laws. But there are state laws that were made based on the peculiarities of their states. Of
the environment.
So the IG must understand peculiarity of 36 states. It's not possible.
It's not good.
It's not. So it's not. And this is what we've been telling our people, that it is better for us to begin to look at what we can do to the structure of this country. And good enough for us that the president is going to look in that direction. Let's prepare the mind of Nigerians. Like I have said, it's going to come with its own challenges.
Absolutely.
And one of the greatest challenges that we are going to have is the question of jurisdiction. Today, in America, federal police and state police fight over jurisdiction. That this is a federal crime, this is a straight crime. The state police will say that it's a state police, and the federal police will tell that the moment you use a particular instrument to commit crime has become a federal offense. Yes, we are not saying that, but what he did, the crime he used that gun to commit. So, but they sort it out. When there are issues like that, you enter into joint prosecution with the federal and the state police. A joint prosecution, someone will always take the lead. So depending on which state, some states will say that when there's a joint crime like that, in this state too, the state police will take the lead. In other states, will say federal will take the lead, depending on
their capacity and capability.
Yeah, so each state must have their own
peculiarities.
This is what our people are running away from. So, and if you want to run a country, there are universal standards you must obey. It's not an opinion. It's not an emotional thing. How can we have 36 laws? We have 4 laws in Nigeria before. Regional laws, which is 3. Then the federal laws. So in Nigeria too, there's nothing wrong. And you know, some people, the most educated people are the one who talks like as if they don't go to school. How can a country have 36 laws? And I say, well, what's wrong with you?
What's the crime there? Are
See,
you a lawbreaker?
You are supposed to be the one educating people who don't understand the issue.
Yes.
Why is it coming from you again? Each state must have their own peculiar laws made. I come from a state where there's a city in my state, Ilorin, which is 100% Muslims. So if you make certain laws that are peculiar to Islamic laws, it doesn't mean that work is going to work in Lagos. Lagos is peculiar. It doesn't mean that that is going to work in Aba. So your state will depend how you are going to. So the same thing for security too. Security have their own peculiarity. There are states in Korea that the moment you are buying a land there, you must sign an agreement you are not going to be church with that land. That's their state. That's their business.
That's their business, yeah.
In the Vatican City, you can't build mosque there too. And they're living peacefully.
Yeah.
Muslim can go there.
Yeah.
You can practice your faith too, but you can't build mosque there.
Can't build, yeah.
That's their state. There's also certain place in the east too. If you go and build mosque there, you are looking for trouble.
We even within our environment here, we have some communities where you can't
build either church or mosque because it's Igbale.
Yes.
It's a spiritual place.
Yes.
So this peculiarity is what we are running away from. That we are a people of identity. The moment we refuse to recognize our differences, that's the greatest problem we have in Nigeria. No, don't discuss religion here. No, don't discuss identity here. Britain that we took after, they don't joke with identity. People were scared to the parliament. The Scottish were scared to the. You can't laugh at him. That is one identity. There are Welsh, there are Irish. So in Nigeria too, the more you understand that the federal police is for federal laws, the more peace we are going to have. So state law will be enforced by the state police. So it's a step in the right direction.
And even as at that, RKO, even as at that, if you look at our laws, even our laws recognize some, some policing functions.
Yes.
That the jurisdiction to prosecute lies solely with the state.
Yes.
And there are some offenses the jurisdiction to prosecute lies solely with the federal government.
Yes.
So I'm sure if we go along and we continue with this conversation.
And that was the argument people had that since that is in the law, why are we looking for? I said no, there must be that institution.
Yes, to enforce each part.
That institution is called the state police.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which is the missing link.
Yes.
Now that we are beginning to talk as if you know what we are doing now, we must prepare our mind for the challenges. That the challenge will come. People who don't want state police, who want Nigeria to continue this way, will also weaponize those challenges. We told you, state police is bad. Let us know that there's nowhere in the world.
Yes, it's not a ride in the park.
Even marriage have challenge.
Absolutely.
Everywhere there must be. Fine, I wanted to say that there will be no challenge, but you are right to say that there must be challenge.
There will be. As long as human beings are involved.
Which I also form a new opinion for me that of course there will be challenge.
There will be challenges.
It's our responsibility as citizens to ensure that challenge does not consume us.
Absolutely. Well, this is where we want to wrap it up, Comrade RK. I thank you very much for coming on to the program today. Well, we have had this beautiful conversation this day about the policing, for us to have state police. And I'm sure as the days go by, we'll keep our eyes on the ball to ensure that the National Assembly does the needful with regards to this, as well as the states' houses of assembly with regards to the creation of state police. And we expect that whatever challenges that will arise, These are challenges that must be confronted, and not challenges we'll run away from, because state policing or decentralizing our security architecture is the way to go for us to have a peaceful, safe, and secured Nigeria. Till we come your way again next time on The Conversation, please continue to watch The Conversation on 3V360, coming to you from Lagos, Nigeria. Till we come your way again next time, have a great day. Bye-bye.